morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to all my fellow Vikings out there. Skull. Today we're going to be triple glyphing gear, and this time it will be with an audio explanation. First thing I did, I went to the smithy to craft my weapon. This is the Vandir, which is a sword. Next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to head to the shrine right now. So, here in the shrine, you want to click crafting. Here, as you can see, all these blue glyphs over here, they are ones that you use to attach to your weapons to make them stronger. That's how you enchant them. Here's an example of life. It has its boost from 10% to 30%. You want it to maximize to the highest percentage. So let's go to enchanting over here. Once you go to enchanting, we're going to try to find this weapon, Vandir. There we go. I worked on this a little bit earlier, but it doesn't matter. First thing you want to do is you want to click this slot if it's full or if it's empty, okay? And you want to select one of the blue glyphs here. I want to select power so that I can boost the damage of this weapon. So you click this, then you click this. You're brought to this page. First thing you want to do is make sure this switch is red. That way it can auto glyph. And before you do that, you should have a lot of glyphs. I have 111 roughly. So not 111, I have close to 1,000. So it will help me auto glyph. If you don't have a lot of glyphs, you won't be able to auto glyph. You should be fine doing it when you have probably 100 or 200. It should let you autoglyph if you have that many glyphs. Anyways, now we're going to be clicking on auto charm right over here. This will make this select the maximum percentage. So I'm going to click this right now. As you can see, I am not clicking anything. This whole thing is just doing it by itself. See? I'm not even clicking anything. I'm able to do that because this is auto processing the glyphs on its own. And look, we got a message generated that shows another slot has been opened. But the thing I usually like to do is I just want to keep focusing on this, okay? Because our goal right now is to hammer out the final slot. So, same thing like last time, click on power and click on this first slot over here. And you do the same thing. Leave this on red and keep this on auto. Now we're at 24%. Weapon mass, the power damage booster is up to 25%. So we're going to keep doing that. Look, we hit our maximum. But guess what? It's still auto glyphing because we still kept it at that. Okay? We can stop whenever we want to, but we're not going to stop because we need this to keep on glyphing until the final slot over here gets unlocked. So we're going to leave it at this. It's going to keep hitting 25%, but don't worry about it because that's the whole process. It takes time. Sometimes it takes a minute or two. Other times it can take close to 5 or 7 minutes to unlock a glyph. But it's okay. Just make sure you have enough before you start this whole process. Now let's wait until this is finished. Once you're at the high levels, with level 50 warriors, level 10 gear, you need a triple glyph. This is the meta for a couple years now. If you don't have triple glyphs, you are not going to be able to survive well in 1v1 situations or even team battles of 2v2 and 3v3. It will be rough. Some battles I've had, it was not easy. It was pretty tough. And had it not been for these glyphs, I would not be able to hold my ground in a couple of those scenarios. And look, it's taking this a while, as you can see, but it's okay. Just let it keep glyphing. Usually, what I recommend is whenever you are in the process of glyphing all your equipment, you should do some side activity, like some chores or a hobby, just to cut down on time. As you see, the last message opened up. Now we have all three glyphs opened. Ain't that amazing? Now we don't, and look at this. Check this out. When you look at crafting, the highest percentage here is 25%, and we got to complete that. So when we go back to enchanting, this glyph is complete. Now we can try out a different glyph, right? So let's click on, actually, no, let's find another glyph, okay? I want to do reflection. The ability for reflection, oopsies, just make sure you click max glyph down on that one. Okay, when you click on reflection, this one's maximum is also 25%, okay? Now, you do the same thing, almost. You go back to enchanting over here, then you click on reflection and you click on the second slot, okay? This time, since you have all three glyphs open, all the slots opened, you don't have to keep this in red. Now we can stop at the maximum and make sure that it glyphs up to the highest point. Okay, because when it glyphs to the highest point, it will automatically stop. So let's stop at maximum. This is going to select the highest marker over here. The highest marker, I mean the highest glyph percentage, but whichever one it marks to. Now we're at 23, we're aiming for 25. Good. As you can see, we hit 25 right now. Now let's get one more glyph, okay? I'm going to do a bit of a tricky glyph, okay? This one's called vampirism, okay? And usually it won't show on here how much health you receive back. So, but the same thing works if you click on enchanting, vampirism, insert, you click here and let it autoglyph. This is probably the only glyph that this has problems with. But even though it doesn't show it on here, on your main weapons and armor, whichever one you put this on, it will glyph it to the max. The percentage shows when you look at the warrior in full display. At the moment it can't, but it's okay. Same process, this will know when the maximum will reach, okay? So we don't have to worry about anything at the moment. Let it keep glyphing, okay? This is the only glyph that this has certain problems with, but it's okay. It's okay. Every other glyph they show percentage, but like I said earlier, while you're doing glyphing, just do some other activity. Do some chores, spend time with folks, or like like find something fun to do. Whatever it is, just don't sit and stare at the screen while this is glyphing, especially when it's auto glyphing. Alright, check this out. We got all three glyphs in here, man. Everything is good. Now, let's go to the Great Hall and equip it on somebody. As you know, we go to squad over here. Let's find our weapons. This is the weapon we were working on. And I want to put it on Yoggin. He doesn't have anything. Now we drag it. Oh wait, nope. This is the wrong weapon for him. Let me try it on someone else. Swordsman, okay. Let's pretend we're equipping this, okay? There we have it.